What brings you back to your childhood? Is it like a person, a place, maybe even a favorite book? For me, y'all know it was Twilight, but I also have to say it was also the Percy Jackson series. And last year we read the Harry Potter series for the first time ever. I did not know anything about the series. I had no idea what I was in for, and that was a wild ride. So much so that I was convinced, okay, every year we need to read a series together. And so I asked you guys, what series should we read in 2025? And by far, this one won out before anything else, and that is the Percy Jackson series. And I'm not mad at it. I read this when I was a child and I absolutely loved it. I am telling you, I would stay up in the middle of the night and try to read another chapter just because the plot twist had me in a chokehold. So I am excited to say today we are reading the very first book in the Percy Jackson series. I literally cannot wait to read it. I feel like it's been such a long time since I've been in this world, and I'm excited to see the kids again. Now, if you're not familiar with the story of Percy Jackson, the story follows Percy. He's this young kid who's just trying to figure out his life. He's trying to stay into this one school because he gets transferred every single year to a new school. He feels like he never fits in with the kids. He never fits in with the teachers. And he's always seeing things that other people can't see. And so at this new school, he's again just trying to fit in, just trying to make it through the year. And he takes this Greek mythology class. And he's learning about all these cool and interesting monsters until all of these monsters start turning up in his real life. And it turns out he needs to help Zeus, literally Zeus from Greek mythology. And it just follows him and his friends try to solve that mystery. And if I remember correctly, this is one of the best like thrillers and childhood adventure books that I've ever read. And it really jump-started my love for reading. So I'm super excited to get started. Let me go get the first book. All right, so for Christmas, I got the entire series. So I'm really excited about this. You know what? It's so interesting. When I was a kid, I don't think I finished the series. There's things that I remember, but I can't remember which book it was. And I don't want to say anything because this is a spoiler-free video, by the way. There will be no spoilers. It's just my experience with this series again. But I think I got around like the third or fourth book. Let me see if I can look at the titles. Maybe I can tell from that. I definitely didn't get to the fifth book though. Honestly, I'm looking at these and I am so grateful they're not as big and thick as Harry Potter, because don't get me wrong, Harry Potter changed my life. I am literally a Potter stan now. I play Hogwarts on my, what is it called? Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I play that all the time now. I'm literally such a nerd. I love it so much. I watched the Harry Potter series in its entirety for Christmas. Like that was my Christmas gift. So I love Harry Potter, but that series is a little thick, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm really happy that Percy Jackson is not. So based on looking at this, okay, obviously we read the first book. The Sea of Monsters. I feel like I got a few books in, so I think I read the second one. I actually remember this. I think I did read this one as well. The Battle of the Labyrinth. Maybe I started the fourth book and just never finished it, but I remember being addicted to this series. And it's so interesting because one of my brothers, he is not a reader. He actually loves video games. Like video games to him is what books are to me. And so one day I had him read the Percy Jackson series and he fell in love with it. My brother, who does not read books, he fell in love with it. He finished the series and I didn't even finish the series. So I remember the series being that good. And I know that we read the Harry Potter series on my Kindle, but to be honest, I kind of want to feel a physical book today. Lately, I've been doing a lot of like audiobooks and Kindle reading, and I haven't touched a physical book in a really long time. So I think we're gonna switch things up and read this little mama right here. Why did I put all these in just for me to check it? Okay, here we are. Ooh, that first little, yeah, we're in for a good time. We're in for a good time. Let me put something on to set the mood. I'm thinking we should listen to like some adventurous lo-fi. Maybe I can find like music that aligns with Greek mythology. I don't know, let's see. All right, I think I got something. Ready? All right, we're about 50 pages in and I am having such a good time. It is literally insane how I feel like I've been transported to my childhood. Like I don't even feel like I'm myself. It's so weird. Like it's just so interesting to me how a place or a smell or a person or a thing can literally like make you time travel and send you back to a time where things were different and something meant something to you. And it's just so nice. Like it's literally what's happening to me right now. I remember the exact place, the exact moment when I picked up this book. I remember when certain things happened in the book that I'm reading now that genuinely surprised me initially as a kid. And I will say, as I'm reading this, The language and the writing is a lot easier, a lot more rudimentary than I'm used to, because it is a YA novel. And this is something I think I even read at like 12, or maybe it was even 10 or 11. And I completely forgot that, because when I initially read this, I thought this was like a work of art. It was like Shakespeare or something, and the words were hard, the ideas were complex and difficult, but I was having such a wonderful time. But obviously now as an adult, it's like, oh, these are like very simple things. The writing is very big in the pages, the chapters are short, it's fun, the jokes are like a little more, I wouldn't say immature, but like a little cheesy. Like it fit the time for when this book came out. I wouldn't say necessarily like now at my age it would be like a 5-6 star for me, but it is that rating still, just because the nostalgia that's hit with it. Like, I literally can't explain it. If you reread a book, or there's a place or thing or something that reminds you so immensely, or something that reminds you so strongly of your childhood, then you know what I'm talking about. But like, this feels like the way that Twilight feels to me. So I'm just having a good time. I would still rate it 5 stars, just because the amount of creativity, the amount of things that go on in this book, like I'm literally remembering everything. I haven't thought about this book, I haven't read this book since I was like 12. That's over 10-15 years ago. And to now be back in that headspace is so crazy, because it's like I never left. Like I remember everything. And that's just so exciting. Like it's just, I don't understand how the human brain works, but I'm happy to be here. But right now, I definitely want to get back into it. It's just like weird though, because I flew through this. It's only been like, I would say 30 minutes, and I've already read 50 pages. So I'm already like into the story, I'm committed to the story, and I'm ready to see what happens to him. There are some things that I remember, and there's like certain little details where I'm like, oh, I forgot this character was like this. I forgot that's how they know each other and stuff like that. So that's also cool. But I feel like I remember so much, and I did not think that I would, because even after the book came out, I never went back to watch the movie. I never watched the show. And now after reading this series, I definitely want to do that now. I feel like that'd be so fun, and that'd be such a nice way to like say hi to my younger self, you know what I mean? Like give my younger self a hug. So I'm very excited for that, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're only on the first book. Sleeps like the sweetest little angel. Hold on. Try to be quiet. This is the only time he's calm. Like, how adorable is that? Hold on. We're gonna try to give him a little kiss kiss. Hi, Bubba. He's like, what is going on? Okay, that's all. I just want to show you that. He's so cute. Anyway, the book is getting so freaking good. Oh my gosh. All right, so we just got to page 126, right? And I just want to say, if I was in Camp Half-Blood and I was trying to think about which parent I was related to, I am telling you, I am 1000% sure Poseidon would be my dad. I am 1000% sure, and let me tell you why. I have amazing evidence. These are all true stories. And even if you go back to like some of my earliest videos, like from years ago, you will see I'm not lying. When I was a kid, guess what they used to call me?
We do not care.
A little fish. Yeah, that's right. Because when I learned how to swim, I just jumped in the deep end of the pool one time, and I just tried not to drown.
What?
Like literally, that's how I learned how to swim. Everyone talks about it in my family. I'm like that kid. Yeah. And not only that, once I figured out like how not to die in the water, you couldn't get me out of the water. And that is why they called me Little Fish. Even when I had to take a bath, I would stay hours in the bathtub, like literal hours. Every time we went to the beach, I wouldn't want to leave. I would cry, have a tantrum, everything. And even as an adult, okay, I don't obviously cry, but like I feel pulled to the ocean. I always tell people that. Like I always go the furthest into the ocean whenever we go. My family literally had to tell me, because there were like a few shark attacks happening recently, and they were like, girl, you cannot go out to the far end anymore, because if something happens to you and we have to see that, that is so traumatizing. And I was like, okay, fair. But every time I'm in water, I genuinely feel like that is where I'm supposed to be. I feel so at peace, so calm, especially, okay, there's no better feeling than when you go to the beach and you are the farthest one out, no one is around you, and you don't hear anything. And all you have is your thoughts and the water around you. And it is just the most peaceful thing. And I know a lot of people are afraid of that and like not knowing what's around you. But I don't know, for me, I just feel like there's beauty in the terror of nature. Just the fact that I'm just this one little thing in this huge world. And it just reminds me like all of the problems that I think are so big, so grand in my life really don't mean anything, because look at how huge this ocean is. And this ocean is just a part of a planet. And this planet is a part of a solar system, and so on and so forth. And really, I'm not even an ant in the universe. Now, I know that's getting deep, but that is like why I love the ocean so much, because I always just feel so calm, so at peace, so at ease, and I literally can't find that anywhere else. I love the water and I love to swim. Even when I was a kid, you know how when you were a kid, do you guys remember how like you would say, oh, I'm this princess, or I'm this from like Disney or something? I was always Ariel, always, until they had like Princess Tiana. But if Princess Tiana could have been Ariel, that's who I would have been. Like, I literally was obsessed with that little fish thing person, and I feel like I always have been. And even if you go back to one of my older videos when they created the live action Little Mermaid movie, I literally sobbed because it was a mermaid who looked like me. God forbid. I was like, y'all doing too much, y'all doing too much. You hit me right in the childhood, you hit me right in the chest. So now I say all of that to say, if I was related to one of these gods, Poseidon would be my pappy. Yeah, he wouldn't have a choice. Like,
out of Pepe.
Maybe the powers haven't kicked in yet. Still waiting. I'm getting kind of old now. Somebody tell me what's going on. Poseidon's my dad. So now I'm at the part where he's trying to figure out who is his father, right? And I'm just loving it so much. It is so good. It brings me right back to my childhood. I'm having such a fun time. And it's different from Harry Potter, though it's very like parallel to it, because it's this young kid who basically has to save the world as usual, and he's around his friends, he's surrounded with his friends, he couldn't have made it without his friends, and it's just so reminiscent of Harry Potter. And it's hilarious because I had no idea as a kid, like I had no idea that I would have loved both of these series. And it's like, dang, I really wish I would have read that as a kid too, but this is just hitting the spot, and I'm having such a fun time. If you were at Camp Half-Blood, who do you think your parents would be? Who do you think your mom would be? Who do you think your dad would be? Let me know, because I'm very interested. Are we siblings? Like, what's going on? You know what I think the coolest part about reading this book series is? It's the fact that we get to see Greek mythology, stuff that was written thousands of years ago, in such a specific way in a modern light. Like, it's so insane to hear about Medusa being like a shop owner, or Poseidon wearing a Hawaiian t-shirt or something. Like, it's just so weird to see these things that we read about in school that are sometimes considered boring in like such a fun and creative and new and modern way. And I think that's the immediate attraction I had with this book when I was a kid, now that I'm thinking back. And it's something that I definitely notice now, like especially now that they're traveling the US. So I'm at the section where they're just traveling the US trying to figure out this mystery, right? And so they're going to these huge national monuments and mixing reality and US history with Greek mythology. And that's just such a cool mix, because I don't think there's any other book series where I've seen that done in, and it's just done so well. This author is so creative, and it's so fun, so light, so open. And I completely understand how this is a book series that immediately got me into reading, that got my brother into reading, because it's so fun and it's clearly written for children. And I just love that. But we are officially at the halfway mark. I feel like I've been flying through this book. It's crazy. I think it's been 4 hours and we're doing pretty good, so I'm really happy with that. But I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. If you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but my room is a little bit different, and that is because, I think this is the first video you'll be seeing it in, that is because I officially got rid of my loft bed. So we're looking a little homeless right now, not gonna lie to you. So right there is where my bed used to be. You can see that we got the wall painted before, and they clearly couldn't move my bed, so they painted around my bed. So I have this awful like two-tone paint job here going on. But I think that's okay, because as you guys know, I've been saying for the longest time, I'm gonna get a new bookshelf. I'm gonna get a bigger bookshelf. We're gonna change this around, and we never have. And I was like, you know what? 2025 is the year I stopped saying that, and we actually do it. So here we are. I'm so excited. I don't know what I'm gonna put here, what kind of bookshelf I'm gonna put here. All I know is that in my heart, I want wall-to-wall bookshelf in here. So this is what we currently have. Ignore all the books and stuff at the bottom, but this I want to be all books here, right? And then I want a new desk here, because right now this desk is fine, but I study so much, I work so much that I'm constantly like this, and it hurts my back and it's not good for my posture. So I want to change this desk here and get like a rising desk, like one that goes up and down, and I think that would be perfect for me, because then I could just work at the window, and that would be really nice. And then I think maybe we can hang our plaque here, which would be cool to be able to see every day. And then on this wall here, I want to put like a couch bed, so that obviously I have a bed because at the moment I am sleeping on the floor or on the couch, so it's not the best idea. But the reason why that is because I couldn't find a bookshelf that fit this dimension perfectly, because I don't just want a bookshelf here. Like, I want to get rid of this old thing here and get one that goes all the way to the ceiling. Like, I want to feel like I live in my own library. How fun would that be? So I just haven't found one that fits the dimensions perfectly, and it's actually really hard. So if you guys have any ideas or like any websites or any places you think I should look at, please leave them down in the comments, because I am lost. Amazon is not helping me. IKEA has some good ones, but a lot of them are out of stock, so I really don't know. But this is where we currently are. This is why my room looks like this, and it's gonna look a little weird for a bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's really this paint here that's bothering me. Like, if this was all one color, I could live with how empty and strange this feels, but because this is like that, it's like gross to me. I hate it so much, and I didn't even realize that would be the case when they removed my bed, but the guy did such a good job. We have all this open space now, and I'm excited to see what we do. I feel like that's gonna be a really cool series on the channel, so I'm really excited for that. We just haven't gotten the chance to get started on it. Some chores to do, so we're actually gonna put on the audiobook right now and keep this party going. Completely forgot how much stuff Percy went through. This kid is 12 years old, literally fighting for his life every single day. It's so insane. I'm like, I wouldn't have survived half of those things. And most of them take so much courage, so much bravery. Like, me as an adult, I'm looking at certain situations and I'm like, it would have been the end of the road right there. There's no way. I am not born to be a hero in that way. That's crazy. Certain things he's been doing in this book, and I'm just like, 12? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. It couldn't be me. And maybe that's why he was picked for the job and not me. But you know what another thing is that I realized? The mom's husband. Wow, I have never seen a character that needed to get beat up so bad. Like, I cannot believe it. I'm just reading certain things that he says and he does, and I'm just like, there's no way you're still alive. Because if you were my husband, talking, doing, there's just no way. And there's certain things that the mom does that I understand why she's doing it, but you can tell you can just tell Sally it has been born different, has been raised different. Because if I was in that situation, I'm just trying to tell you, I don't know. Me and Percy would have had to figure something out. But besides that, I'm literally almost done with the book. I'm like, I think I have 2 more chapters left, which is so crazy. I felt like the day flew by. It really felt like I was jumping right into the movie. It was so nice. And it's weird because I know the movie is out and I know the show just came out very recently and I haven't seen it at all. I haven't seen the trailer for it at all. And I can't remember if I saw the movie as a kid or if I meant to and I just never got the chance. But for some reason, I see the movie in my head. Like, I see the movie characters and everything, which is so funny. So I think once we're done with the series, that's something we definitely have to do. And you know what? I think tonight, before we end this vlog, I gotta watch the movie. I got to. Like, how do we read the book and not watch the movie? You know what I'm saying? All I need is a Camp Half-Blood shirt, and I don't have one. So that's unfortunate. Just pretend, let's CGI one right here. And let's just pretend I have my shirt on, but let's finish the book because I have a lot of thoughts. That was so good. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Ugh. Right in the childhood, man. Right in the childhood. It's so funny because there are certain scenes where I remember, like, viscerally. I remember exactly where I was. I remember what night I stayed up, everything. And there's certain scenes where I completely forgot them. So I felt like I was reading a new book all over again. It was just such a fun time. You know what else I forgot too? First of all, I forgot how funny Percy was. Like, some of the jokes were cheesy, but some of them really caught me off guard. And I was like laughing, like they were genuinely funny. And it's just so insane to see his personality and how it's more like Gen Z than, I guess, Harry Potter, because that's more like millennial. He was going through it and he lets you know he was going through it. But Percy, he like laughs about everything. He doesn't take anything seriously. And I feel like that's exactly how I am. Maybe this had something to do with it. I don't know. But it was so fun. And I forgot how much I loved Annabelle. Annabelle is that girl. She's so smart. She's so cunning. And she also has a little bit of sass too. And I just think the trio is just... it's just perfect. I had such a fun time. Yes, it was like obviously YA, but it was so nostalgic. It was so nice. Ugh, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. Slow clap for y'all. That was so fun. I think as a kid, I gave this 5 stars just because it was like nothing I've ever read before. It was perfect for the time, perfect for who I was, and it was just a catapult into my love for reading. But now as an adult, I feel like the writing is just, it was really good, don't get me wrong, but it is very adolescent. It is very adolescent. You can tell it's very clearly for young adults. It's probably written exactly for 13, 14-year-olds. And as an adult reading this, I'm like, if I was completely unbiased, I'd probably give it like a 3.5, 4 star. But because it pulls at my heartstrings, because I have so many memories attached to it, it's a 5 star. I don't know what to tell you. It's a 5 star. Percy Jackson will always be a 5 star for me just because of what it meant to me. And I don't want to leave the world. And I'm so glad we have 4 more books to read. So if you guys want this series, let me know in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe, please share it with your friends. And then I can do more. Maybe I can get shirts and stuff like that. We can watch the movies together. Like, I would love to do that. So let me know. But right now, I'm not ready to leave this world. I'm also not ready to read another book because this took a few hours. But I feel like we should watch the movie. So let's go get some snacks. Now, my family and I have always eaten pretty healthily, but starting the new year, we really cracked down. So we don't have anything good in the house. So I think all I have is like maybe some popcorn. Ooh, yes we do. Don't want to have an accident. And scene.